Daly Cherry-Evans, starting just for the third time in the number 7 jersey.
Cooper to CherryEvans and Daly Cherry-Evans. Welcome back to Origin.
Not too long ago, you were the guy that some Queenslanders love to hate. So I'm really interested to know what the reaction's been like from the fans since captaining the side to victory in Game 1.
It's been obviously a massive flip on its head. I mean, there were times where I was getting booed at Suncorp Stadium, so I always approached that with a smile on my face, and I understood their positioning on things and their opinion, and I was never going to be able to change that with my words, so that's probably why I always tried to just keep my head down and play football, and that's the best way to respond as an athlete is through your performances. And I think over the course of the last couple of years in particular, I've started to change that tune and let my actions do the loudest talking, and it's ended up all right.
Take us back to those moments, because it wasn't that long ago that you were subjected to vitriolic attacks on your character and integrity after you changed your mind about heading to the Titans. I think it was front page of the Gold Coast Bulletin, you know, where they accused you of betraying the Queensland jersey, saying that you weren't worthy. I mean, you've then had to put up with reports, unrelenting reports, that other Maroons players didn't even want you in the side. So just give us an insight into the impact that, you know, that period of time and all of those things had on not just you, but on your family as well.
Well, to say it didn't have an impact would be a lie. But I certainly don't regret any of it, because it's put me in the position I'm in today. I've got no doubt about that. And I'm extremely happy with where I am right now and what lies ahead for me as a player and for Queensland as a state. So, yeah, it's not nice to see that written about you, and the biggest impact it has on me is to see my family hurt when they read it. You know, they're on this journey just as much as we are when it comes to the ups and downs of the sport. So, you know, it's not all doom and gloom, though. They also get to ride the great moments, and I'm lucky to have had a lot of great moments in my career, so they've been there to enjoy them with me as well. So, you know, and then I guess the other Queensland stuff, well, yeah, I guess that was at the time a bit of a shock, because I never actually had anyone sort of approach me around who I was or what I was doing wrong, if I was doing anything wrong. So, you know, people probably don't understand that probably had more of an impact than the media stuff, because as a player you just want the respect of your teammates and you just want everyone to love you for you. So that was probably the hardest one to overcome, but certainly dealing with it the best way I possibly could was just making sure that I stuck true to myself and continued to grow and learn as a person. And I think I've done some really good learning and growing over the last couple of years in particular, and like I said, it's put me in a really happy place.
Your journey back to Origin has been quite incredible. It's a real redemption story. It probably started Game 3 last year.
Yeah,
how important was that game in terms of the trajectory to put you in this position now? And at the time, did you quite realise the gravity of it?
Yeah, I did. I mean, even to a certain degree, the papers then were even saying this is his last chance, and if he can't win now, then, you know, that's it. So, you know, I understood the gravity of it. I understood what was at stake, regardless of the series even being wrapped up already by New South Wales. I knew there was still a lot on the line for me as a player. So I accepted that challenge. I loved it. I enjoyed every moment of it. But, you know, by that stage, I'd come into camp really comfortable with who I am as a player and as a person. And the side was so welcoming to have me in there last year in Game 3. And that really made me quite comfortable in being myself during those 10 days. And I think that was a fair reflection of how I played that night. Was I felt comfortable around my surroundings and felt as though I had a lot of respect from my teammates.
Do you think the gravity of the situation was exemplified by the fact that in 2015, you know, you were dropped from the side and you had a pretty frank phone conversation with Mal Meninga? What was it about that phone call and that moment that had such a profound impact on you?
I guess just they're very humbling moments when you sort of get knocked back in rugby league. Like I said, there's a lot of ups in rugby league, but, you know, those moments where, like, you get dropped, they really suck and they hurt. You want to be involved in the biggest games and the biggest stage of rugby league, and Origin's certainly right up there with that sort of stuff. So to be told that you're no longer needed and required and there's someone better that's going to take your spot, that's hard to cop at the time, but I'd be lying if I said that didn't give me some motivation to go and work on my game and try and fix a few things up. And like I said, it's a moment that had to happen for me to be where I am today, and I'm really thankful that that's all happened, and it's put me in a position to be sitting here today and happy and proud of where I stand.
So at what point did you actually think captaincy, captaining the Maroons, was going to be a reality for you?
Well, the difference between me thinking about it as a kid and then it becoming a reality as an adult, I mean, probably when GI retired, straight away in my gut I had a feeling that I was going to be thereabouts. I did, and that's not because I thought anything else other than if given the opportunity and the responsibility, I knew I would be more than capable to do a good job of that. And I guess that was the most important thing of it all, was believing that I was meant to be in that position. And I do believe that that's something that's been built over time. I mean, you just don't get handed a captaincy overnight. I mean, things did progress really quickly with the way the Queensland side changed, but I can't help but think there's been a lot that's happened over the years for me to put my hand up and be in this position today. So, like I said, the ups and downs of rugby league, I'm really appreciative of what's happened because it's put me in this position today.
I mean, your journey to Maroons captaincy, I think, has been made all the more extraordinary by the fact that you overcame syndesmosis in 5 weeks. So first up, how is the ankle?
Yeah, look, it's going really well.
Is it really?
Yeah, of course it is.
You're not going to tell us if it's not.
I wouldn't, never. I got brought up in a very tough era of a great, tough leadership group, and if you're injured, then you don't show it. But look, at the end of the day, I did come back early, and I wanted to come back early. Obviously, I knew that there was some rep footy around the corner. I don't deny that at all. I definitely wanted to be involved with this series, but like I said before, I wanted to get back because I don't like missing out on games of footy. I struggle to watch the boys play when I'm not allowed on the field. It's hard. I mean, I watched one game at home with my partner Vesta, and she was like, I can't do that anymore. That's too stressful for me. She just, yeah. So it's probably just a fair indication of like the sort of teammate I am at home. I'm not a very good one.
How do you go with Kevy Walters? We love him at Fox League. He's a real character.
He is.
I mean, what's the dynamic like between the two of you, and what's his message to you? How much of the reins does he hand over to you?
Yeah, he's been great. I mean, we sort of got our relationship kick-started last year with Game 3, and obviously my role was a little bit different there without the captaincy. But, I mean, as for Kevy dealing with me as the player, he's instilled a lot of belief in me that I'm the right person for the job. And I think I got a lot of confidence out of that, like I said last year, was that welcoming and respected feeling I had as soon as I walked into camp. I got a lot out of that, and to have your coach sort of pull you aside and sort of say one-on-one, like, look, this is your opportunity. I believe in you. You know, you might have waited a bit longer than you would have liked, but this is the chance right now, and that's all I needed, was him to say, this is your chance, this is your opportunity, and then the rest is history, yeah.
So let's talk the opposition. Are you allowed to say New South Wales this weekend? It's the other side, still the other side.
Still the other side.
Ah. How many fines did you get for game 1?
I got a couple. It was a bit difficult, the first one, because once you get in the moment, you're sort of just speaking from the heart when it comes to interviews, and then next thing you know, you're down $80. But it's been good. I haven't minded that.
So when you heard who would be playing for the other side,
yep.
Are you surprised by how many changes there are to New South Wales?
Yeah, look, definitely a little bit surprised. But, you know, it's Origin. I mean, anything can happen and nothing's out of the ordinary. So while we'll prepare the best we can, and a part of our preparation does include looking at who we're playing, no doubt about that, and certainly give them the respect that they deserve. They're going to be hungry and full of desire, but I mean, we're going to do exactly what we did in regards to narrowing our focus to our preparation. It's the most important thing when it comes to big games, is making sure that you nail your week. What can you do to put yourself in the best position to play well on Sunday? And I think if we continue to sort of make sure that we focus on ourselves and not worry about anything else going on, then that's going to go a long way to helping us this week.
Now, Queensland will have both Trbojevic brothers to contend with for this game, and you know better than anyone what a handful they can be.
Yeah, I sort of alluded to it before. Like, we've got a lot of respect for their side, and as my teammates, I've got a lot of respect for both of them. And they're obviously quite different players. So, I really admire the way that Jake is just all actions, the way he plays the game. He wears his heart on his sleeve, and to have that as a teammate on a weekly basis is really special. And, Tom's flair, I mean, Tom's a special player. Tom's got a lot of highlights already, and he's going to have a lot more as his career continues. And on top of that, I mean, I'd like to think we're pretty good mates as well off the field. So, as much as we're going to get out there and try and beat each other on Sunday, I know that we'll all walk off the field, shake each other's hands, and be super proud that we get to share special moments like that at such a high level playing against each other.
So Kevin Walters has endorsed you to win the hearts and minds of Maroons fans. And given your checkered history with Queensland fans, I mean, a series win is certainly going to help that, but it's not just that, is it? It's not just winning. It's about how you win.
Look, at the end of the day, I don't care if it's by 1 point or 30 points. Obviously, we play to win. I'm looking forward to whatever comes on Sunday. I'm looking forward to it, but I really hope that we can give Queensland something special on Sunday, something for them to be proud of, something for them to wake up on Monday morning and say, I'm really, really proud to be a Queenslander. I think that's something that we all want to give that great state.
Is it important to you to win the hearts and minds of Queensland fans as captain?
I think that will just come naturally with winning. So, well, let's be honest. Everyone loves a winner. So if I can win, I'm sure they're going to love me.